Here, man. It got a little crazy out there, but we made it through.
We're gonna keep stacking the day, so see you in the championship.
Let's go!
June 17th wasn't just a normal game. It was time to get payback. Remember what happened on May 30th? Jacy Sheldon and the Connecticut Sun hurt Sophie Cunningham and Sydney Colson. They used dirty moves and no one got in trouble for it. But the Indiana Fever didn't forget. So during this game, when Sheldon poked Caitlin Clark in the eye, something changed. Something big. What happened next will show you why you never mess with Clark's team. Because Sophie Cunningham was ready. She gave the hardest, most satisfying foul you'll ever see. If you cheer for the Fever, type CC and Spicy Sophie in the comments. Let's go!
Was chippy the last time these two teams faced off too. Sophie Cunningham suffered her ankle injury in that game, but in addition to that, she actually had part of her front tooth knocked out. She made contact with Jacy Sheldon as Caitlin Clark knocks down the triple.
But what people don't talk about enough is how hard you have to work to be able to be that good. All the hours that she's spent perfecting her craft.
Retreating, firing, and hitting.
So she can do that.
On Indiana arguing the call.
I mean, step back, you're late. She almost looks you in the eye.
Picture this, May 30th, Indiana Fever versus Connecticut Sun. And everything went wrong for the Fever. Like really wrong. The game started like normal. Just two WNBA teams playing to win. But then the Sun started playing rough. So rough it wasn't safe anymore. It wasn't just a tough game. It started to feel dangerous. You could feel the anger and tension. Right from the very first play.
Can we talk about the physicality for a second? Two players on the Indiana Fever got injured last night by the same player on the Connecticut Sun, and that was Jacy Sheldon. And I tweeted about it. She was playing so reckless. I'm fine with players playing aggressive, but there is a thin line between playing aggressive and playing reckless. When you dive for a ball, you don't land on somebody's leg. She landed on top of Sydney Colson's leg, and her leg got stuck and literally twisted around. Both injuries, both Sydney Colson and Sophie Cunningham, were contact injury.
Sophie Cunningham was the first to go down. It looked like someone hit her on purpose. The hit was hard. Way too hard for a normal basketball play. Then, Sydney Colson got hurt too. It happened during another strange and rough play. People started asking, what is going on out there? The worst part? Jacy Sheldon was right in the middle of both plays. She was playing so rough. It made everyone watching feel angry.
They weren't non-contact. They weren't ACLs, they weren't Achilles, they were contact injuries caused by the same player. And this kind of physicality that the WNBA they brag about. They say it's always been a physical league. That's just the heart of the It's not good basketball. And we've seen so many injuries. Paige Becker's out with a concussion. Rakia Jackson was out with a concussion. All of these injuries are contact plays. We've seen Caitlin Clark last year get chucked to the ground. We saw Angel Reese get clothesline chucked to the ground. The players continue to do it because the refs are allowing them. Why wouldn't you keep doing it if you're a physical player?
Here's where the college story comes in. Sheldon and Clark had been fighting on the court since their college days. Iowa versus Ohio State. Every time they played, Sheldon tried to annoy Clark on purpose. It was like her secret mission. To get inside Clark's head. She followed Clark everywhere, bumped into her during screens, and talked trash when the game stopped. This wasn't just basketball anymore. This was personal.
Her mortal enemy. Her mortal enemy. Took out a player. Jacy Sheldon. Caitlin Clark's mortal enemy. Jacy Sheldon.
The referees that day seemed like they didn't see anything wrong. It was like they were watching a different game. Hard fouls didn't get called. Dangerous plays got ignored. Clark had to watch her teammates get hurt, while Sheldon kept playing without any warnings. The Fever got more and more frustrated with every play. They fought hard, but still lost the game, 85-83. But even more important, they lost two very important players because of injuries. Sophie Cunningham and Sydney Colson got hurt. Their injuries could have been stopped if the referees had done their job right. Sophie and Sydney not playing made a big difference in the games after that.
This is a reckless play. This is reckless. It is dangerous. There is no, and this angle makes it look even worse. It is dangerous.
You could see it in Clark's eyes after that loss. The way she looked at Sheldon during the handshake line. The way she answered questions after the game. This wasn't over. Not even close. The Fever would remember this game. Remember who hurt their players. And remember that the referees let it all happen. June 17th couldn't come fast enough. When June 17th came, Clark was back after her quad injury. She had just won big against the New York Liberty, who hadn't lost a game yet. Now, she was ready to play the Connecticut Sun again. This was only her second game back. After being away for 3 weeks. You could tell she remembered exactly what happened last time. The way she walked on the court. The way she looked at the Sun players during warm-ups. This was not just another game for her.
She just texts me. She never texts me during the game.
All right. Here is Clark splashing home a three from way downtown. Kelly escorting her back to the bench.
Jacy Sheldon is there with her hand in her face.
Tense feeling in the air. Sheldon was guarding Clark. Like her life depended on it. She got way too close. Closer than comfortable. She followed Clark every time she had the ball. Bumped her during screens. Doing all the little things that makes basketball rough and ugly. This was the same rough style that hurt Sophie Cunningham and Sydney Colson back in May. Everyone in the arena could feel that something was about to happen.
And Caitlin Clark are talking to the official. They're both going at it saying, hey, oh, there's a little extra right there. Uh-oh. Then Marina steps in to protect JC.
The third quarter started, and here came the moment that changed everything. Clark was bringing the ball up the court. Sheldon came to defend her. She tried to steal the ball, but her finger went straight into Clark's eye. The hit was quick and clear. You could see Clark's head snap back from the hit.
Third quarter we go. They're trailing by 10. Keep an eye on her and Jacy Sheldon. Clark trying to back her down.
Clark is okay.
Sheldon, that was Clark, hitting her in the face. Clark is upset about that. Then everybody's upset about that. Marina Mabrey comes in. She decks Clark, tempers flaring on both sides.
Clark grabs her face. You can see the pain and anger mixed together. She knows what just happened. She's squinting, trying to clear her eyes. But she's thinking about more than just the hurt. This was not an accident. It was the same player who hurt her teammates before, now doing the same dirty move to her. Clark does what any player would do. She pushes Sheldon away. After getting poked in the eye, it's normal to push back. Anyone would do the same. The crowd goes wild because everyone saw what really happened. But the referees are about to make things worse.
I mean, is that displacement? I think it is.
Oh, and Marina Mabrey is going to get ejected. If the officials saw that, Marina Mabrey is going to get ejected.
Well, they're going to go and look at it. Look at Mabrey. She's got a scar on one side, a scratch on one side of her face, a scratch on the other side. It's not from the game today. I asked her about it. She's always in the mix. There's a lot of contact here. There's a scrape across the face. That's what Clark did tonight.
Clark is standing there, holding her eye. She is the clear victim of a dangerous play. But the referees reach for their whistles. The arena is full of confusion and anger. Fans are pointing at the big screens, showing the clear eye poke that started it all. But the refs have already made their decision. They give Clark a technical foul for pushing back after getting poked in the eye. A technical foul for defending herself after someone hurt her eye. This decision made no sense to anyone watching. Clark had just scored 32 points in her first game back from injury. And now she's being punished for reacting to getting poked in the eye by the same player who hurt her teammates. The technical foul sent the wrong message to everyone. It told players they could hurt Clark with dangerous moves. And if she reacts, she'll be the one punished. But this eye poke was only the start. Marina Mabrey was watching it all happen. And she was about to make things even bigger.
Take another look as we try to figure out what exactly went down. So you see her get hit in the face. Jacy Sheldon doesn't like that, and everybody on the team doesn't like it. Marina trying to have her teammates back, pushes her down. You see a little bit of drama all the way around. Tina, Charles, Clark, and Mabrey, they received technical fouls. Sheldon received a flagrant 1 foul.
Right after Clark got that unfair technical foul, Marina Mabrey decided to take action. But in the worst way possible. Clark was still hurting from her eye injury. Then Mabrey came over and did something that shocked everyone in the arena.
That's what Clark didn't like. And then Mabrey came in with a bump.
And Mabrey's day is almost assuredly going to be done.
This wasn't basketball contact. This was a straight-up attack. Mabrey body-checked Clark like it was hockey, not basketball. She pushed Clark hard, making her fall backward on the court. The hit was so clear and so not needed that even fans who didn't know much could see it. Clark hit the floor hard. You could see the shock on her face when she realized another Connecticut Sun player had just done a cheap shot to her.
And then Marina Mabrey comes out of nowhere and chucks her to the floor. Now let's watch this in slow motion. Here, Jacy Sheldon is guarding Caitlin, swipes her in the face. There's one. Going for the ball, swipes her in the eyeball. Caitlin's gonna have to start wearing goggles. And then Caitlin pushes her off of her, like, why are you still in my face? Marina Mabrey, bat out of hell, chucks Caitlin Clark to the ground.
The whole Fever bench jumped up. They just saw their best player get hurt, right in front of the referees. Players were pointing at Mabrey, shouting at the officials, trying to make someone in stripes finally do their job. The crowd was going wild because they couldn't believe what was happening on their home court. Coach Stephanie White was losing her mind on the sideline, screaming at the referees who still didn't see what was happening. She was waving her arms and pointing at Mabrey, trying to make the refs understand. This was way more than normal basketball. Coach White knew her player got targeted again, and the referees were about to make another bad call.
After this, you guys, of course, the referees are going to review the play because that's a lot of contact going on right there. That's a lot of unnecessary contact. That's a lot of non-basketball contact happening during this play, right? So the 3 referees that I like to say, they got them straight out of Sephora because I don't think these referees have ever refereed a professional basketball game in their life. They took these referees, they were at the monitor, they looked at it for, I'm not even exaggerating, you guys, like 15 minutes. 15 minutes they are watching this play over and over.
The referees gave Mabrey just a regular technical foul, the same kind of penalty they gave Clark for defending herself after getting poked in the eye. Think about that for a moment. Clark got poked in the eye and pushed the player away. Technical foul. Mabrey body-checked Clark to the ground and got the same technical foul. The math doesn't add up, and everyone in the building knows it.
The announcers here are saying, of course, Marina Mabrey is going to get ejected because that was unwarranted. She literally came out of nowhere and chucked Caitlin Clark. There should be a flagrant 1, of course, on Jacy Sheldon because she swiped her and hit her in the eyeball. Whether it is intentional or not, you can still have a flagrant a flagrant foul called on you, whether you are trying to intentionally hurt somebody or not. But this is what they called, you guys. This is what they called. Caitlin Clark, Marina Mabrey, Tina Charles were assessed with technical fouls on Tuesday. Caitlin, Marina, and Tina Charles, technical fouls. That's it. Technical fouls. That's it. And Jacy Sheldon was...
White went crazy in the press conference after the game. She said the referees didn't control the game. She said they let all that bad stuff happen, and it has been happening all season. This is what happens, she said. She's tired of watching her players get hurt, while the referees just stand there and do nothing.
Officials don't get control of the ball game when they allow that stuff to happen, and it's been happening all season long. All season long. It's not just this game. It's been happening all season long. This is what happens, right? This is what happens. You've got competitive women who are the best in the world at what they do, right? And when you allow them to play physical and you allow these things to happen, they're going to compete, and they're going to have their teammates' backs. It's exactly what you expect, right? Out of fierce competition. So. I started talking to the officials in the first quarter, and we knew this was going to happen. You could tell it was going to happen. So They got to get control of it. They got to be better.
The message was very clear now. The referees were not going to protect Clark, so her teammates had to protect her themselves. Sophie Cunningham was watching everything from the bench, and she was ready to make sure. Everyone knows you don't mess with her teammates. It was the final minute of the game. The Fever was winning big, 87-70. Sophie saw Jacy Sheldon with the ball one more time. The clock was running down, but Sophie wasn't thinking about the score anymore. She was thinking about May 30th, when she got hurt. She was thinking about Clark getting poked in the eye, with no punishment. She was thinking about Marina Mabrey body-checking her teammate to the ground.
Let's talk about Sophie Cunningham. At the end of the game, Jacy Sheldon is going for a fast break layup and Sophie Cunningham is running with her. And I remember in my head, like it happened in a split second and I said, oh, let's see. Let's see what happens here.
Cunningham remembers her own injury from that rough May game. She remembers sitting on the bench, hurt, while Sheldon walked around like nothing happened. She remembers the referees letting everything go, while her teammates got hurt. Now Sheldon is running toward the basket, and Cunningham sees her chance.
Payback for what was happening the entire game. But she did it in a way that she wasn't going to injure Jacy. She was just making it known, like, if the refs aren't going to handle it, I will handle it. We'll take care of it, but this is not what you're going to do when you come into our house. It was an intentional foul. It was a hard foul. She brought her down. But with that, you guys, Jacy Sheldon got up and she was ready to go. So as you guys can see in this video, a whole scuffle breaks out. Sophie and Jacy are going after it. Both teams are running over, trying to break it up. It kind of goes into the fan section.
She got ready and hit Sheldon with the hardest foul you will ever see. Cunningham grabbed her tight and pulled her down to the floor. This wasn't a normal basketball play. This was payback. This was justice. This was Sophie Cunningham sending a clear message. No one messes with her teammates. The referees gave Cunningham a flagrant 2 foul, which means she had to leave the game. Sheldon and Lindsay Allen also got kicked out, because they were part of the fight. 3 players got ejected, but the damage was done. Justice was finally served on that court.
A rare miss at the rim for Aaliyah Boston, the league's top field goal percentage shooter in the WNBA, but it's Boston who comes up with the steal and the find to Howard. Clark working on the rookie. Clark on the drive. Hang, shot too strong. There's Howard to clean up.
And Clark working off the ball, comes off the stagger.
Third year in her WNBA in terms of setting up her teammates. Clark behind the back, feed inside. 2 more for Howard.
Clark finished the game with 20 points and 6 assists. She helped the Fever win 88-71, a win that felt like much more than just a game. Natasha Howard got her 50th career double-double, scoring 16 points and grabbing 12 rebounds. Kelsey Mitchell added 17 points. This was a full team effort, but everyone knows what really matters.
Indiana Fever fans were chanting, Sophie, Sophie. Sophie's jersey is going to sell out tonight. She's going to be in the All-Star game tonight just from this one play because she was standing on business. It wasn't a dirty play. It was an intentional foul and it was meant to send a message. It turned into a scuffle and I don't think anybody wanted that.
This wasn't just beating the Sun. This was the Fever showing. They won't be bullied. They won't be scared. And they protect their own. The win sent them to their first ever Commissioner's Cup final in team history. But more important, it sent a message to the whole league about what happens when you try to hurt their players.
Oh, and Clark just took it away. It's a 2-on-1. Clark, bounce pass, pretty fine, and Mitchell won't miss from there.
The Fever got their revenge after that rough May 30th loss. Clark got her justice after getting poked in the eye and pushed hard. Sophie Cunningham became a hero for standing up when it really counted. Sometimes the referees won't protect you, but your teammates always will. That's exactly what happened on June 17th, when the Indiana Fever showed the whole basketball world. They are not scared of anyone.